lots of support and leaning in on the people around me. And also, I call it stealing time. So you got to really look at how you're spending your time. You know, for me, I actually started recording. I track everything. I think it's a way to stay accountable. So not only track food, not only track your exercise, but actually track sleep and track what you're doing with your time every day. I started doing that. You only have to do it for a short time to be able to see the patterns and where, you know, you've got spare time that you're wasting away. So that time in front of the TV that you think you only spend an hour, but if you actually pay attention and be aware, you know, you might start on some Netflix series, and before you know it, you know, you're 4 hours down on the couch. So I think that was really important, actually knowing how I was spending my time and then just being self-aware.
Welcome to Q's Health and Wellness Podcast, your source for living a healthier lifestyle and developing a better mind, body, and soul. Through guidance, tips, and stories of highly successful fitness gurus, athletes, and individuals who are passionate about enhancing all aspects of life, we provide you with the tools to help you take your lifestyle to another level. And now your host, Quinn Mitchell.
Thank you for joining Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. This is your host, Quinn Mitchell. Today I have a very special guest. Jules is a wellness coach. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks, Quinn.
No problem. So for people not familiar with you, would you mind giving a brief introduction about yourself?
Sure. I am a certified wellness coach. I am also a bookkeeper and have a service-based business bookkeeping. I'm an amateur athlete. I compete as a bodybuilder with the WBFF Federation, and I'm a Bikini Diva. And I also am a mum to a son who's 23 and a daughter who's 8. And yeah, that's pretty much my bio.
That's awesome. So when did you first get started working out or being interested in the fitness industry?
Yeah, so for me, it came real late in life. Hey, I had my daughter at age 43. And I did not bounce back from having her. And that was what got me started, actually. So I've been into fitness, I would say, for about 5 or 6 years, and only coaching for the last 2. So I'm a bit of a newbie.
That's awesome. So what were your biggest obstacles when you first started to work out? Was it trying to balance out the time, especially being a mom? So what were your biggest obstacles that you've seen?
Yeah. So for me, starting out, you know, as I said, my body didn't bounce back, being that little bit older, and I really had to work at it. So it was like knowing where to start and getting started was like a big thing, just beginning. And then once I started out and sought out where I was going to get fitter, which for me started with just walking, pushing the baby in the pram, and then getting into the gym. After that, it was just making the time and being able to actually dedicate time just for me and to be able to work out how am I going to make this fit in, because, you know, the demands of being a new mum. And then adding to that, trying to like scope out some time just for me to exercise. But I pretty soon worked out that the way around that was to actually try and find things that I could do that I would still have my daughter in tow, you know, sort of there alongside me.
So speaking on that, though, with the time and everything, I feel like being a mom, it could be such hard just to get motivated, just to go out and go to the gym. So what is something that really kept you motivated to keep you going? Because like I said, a lot of times I give you a lot of credit. Just being a mom and seeing how you have to balance everything out in the household as well, it could take a big toll on you.
Yeah. You know what? It started out that I just wanted to lose the baby weight.
So is there any advice that you would give to moms just starting to work out?
Just starting to work out, the most important thing for a mum when she's starting to work out, I think, is to really be kind to us. I think it's really important to not put too much pressure on right at that very beginning. You know, when you've got a newborn and when you're in that first year, everything is new. There's so much to take on, and I feel like it's important just not to put too much pressure and time frame in the very beginning. I think in the very beginning, if you can just, allocate a bit of time each day just to be moving and even to be outdoors, is so good for well-being and just gets you started. And I think that's important in the beginning. But then after that time, I think as your child gets older, you start to get a bit more freedom, a bit more time back for you, and you can actually, I think the most important thing then is to actually nut out some goals and give yourself your reason, work out what your reason is, give yourself a goal to work towards, that is fitness and health, well-being related. It doesn't have to be in the gym. It doesn't have to be, a really, a goal that's one that's out there for everyone to see. It can be a real personal achievement that you're striving for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm all about goals. That's what made a difference for me, realizing that, set a goal, achieve it, put a plan into action.
Got you. Now, how important was the nutrition side of things when it came? Because I know you mentioned that you competed competitively. So how important was that nutrition side when it comes to getting the body that you want?
Yeah. So I actually say it's 100% mindset,
Wow.
80% nutrition, and 20% training. So that's my take on it all. I think it starts with mindset. You've got to have the mind that you want to achieve something, that you're not going to just sit there and be happy with where you currently are, with your current lifestyle, with your current situation. So you've got to have a go-getter mindset. You've got to have a mindset around, I want to do something different. I do want to change. This isn't the lifestyle for me. And then I think, nutrition for sure, absolutely. You can't achieve, you can be training, you can be doing any type of training, and it's not going to have too much effect if you're not putting in some good fuel into that body of yours. You've got to fill yourself up. And as a mom, man, it is so important to have those energy levels up. And if you're not getting the right balance of your macronutrients, if you're not putting in some, your carbs, protein particularly for moms, it's so important to keep that up. You're just not going to be firing on all cylinders. You're just not going to have any energy left at the end of the day. You're just going to crash every day.
So how did you personally balance out your personal life or being a mom life and going to the gym? Because I feel like that's a lot of things. That's the main struggle that a lot of women have when they say they have a kid, is trying to find out that balance and how to fit everything into their schedule. So what really worked for you?
Okay. For me personally, lots of support and leaning in on the people around me. And also, I call it stealing time. So you got to really look at how you're spending your time. For me, I actually started recording. I track everything. I think it's a way to stay accountable. So not only track food, not only track your exercise, but actually track sleep and track what you're doing with your time every day. I started doing that. You only have to do it for a short time to be able to see the patterns and where, you've got spare time that you're wasting away. So that time in front of the TV that you think you only spend an hour, but if you actually pay attention and be aware, you might start on some Netflix series, and before you know it, you're 4 hours down on the couch. So I think that was really important, actually knowing how I was spending my time and then just being self-aware. I think that's a very important thing, to just be accountable to your own self first. And then, okay, so once I forged out, okay, there's some spare time there, then leaning in on the support for me was things like, in the beginning, my daughter was in childcare. Now she's at school, but when she was in childcare, like I went to a gym that had childcare so that I could put her into the childcare and do my training and come out. And, she was having a good old time playing. They're that young. You got to remove, I think for mums, we just feel like we have, like there's a bit of guilt there whenever you're not with your child. And I think it's important to be able to switch that mindset up and take away that association of guilt with not spending time with your child, and actually realize that it's okay to take an hour, 1 hour a day. It's, there's 24 hours in a day. So you're talking 1/24 of your day. If you can't give that to yourself, to be able to fill yourself up and come back in to the mum game, I think that's really a big priority. So yeah, initially a gym that had childcare, making sure that my hubby is actually helping me out, you know, saying, hey, I really want to get a run in. I'm going to go for a 5K run. I need half an hour, you know, and letting daddy be daddy and join in and have his time with my daughter as well. So that's what I mean about that. And even friends, you know, doing things in groups, group fitness when you're a mum is really good.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So for people, so you're a certified wellness coach, and some people, when they hear that term, they might not know what that exactly is. So could you just talk about that a little bit and what that entails?
Absolutely. So when I say I'm certified, I have actually studied with Wellness Coaching Australia. I'm an Aussie. I have qualifications in positive psychology, and for the main way I explain the difference, because a lot of times people think, oh, you're a PT, and the difference I explain is with a PT, they prescribe you a plan, a program, you follow it, they tell you what to do. As a wellness coach, you'll come to me, sure, I'm there to support, I'm there to guide, but honestly, you'll end up doing the work. I'll direct you, but you'll do the work. And from a positive psychology framework, wellness coaches understand that you have all the ability within yourself. It's just that you need to be shown the way. So we do a lot of work with the models and tools that we have so that we can support you on your own journey. But it's all about you taking the driver's seat. So that's the big difference, I think, in how I explain it.
Got you. And do you think how big of an aspect is the mental health when it comes to the fitness? Because a lot of people don't really talk about that when they go work out. They just think about their body and trying to get their body right. But I've seen that mental health plays a big role in it as well. So what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you touched on that because, you know, in the last 12 months, I was just amazed at the amount of people when I start working with them that, you know, there is mindset there around anxiety, depression, things like that. And a lot of the time they've come from that space. And when they get to me, they're at the point where they're working through that and they're looking for that support to work through it. And there is absolutely no doubt, I've seen it so many times, just even half an hour a day of exercise, even 20 minutes of exercise a day, but just that consistency with exercise, also with being able to get outdoors, even just bringing in nutrition and eating the right foods can change, you know, the mindset of a person and can really change their energy and bring a shift emotionally. So yeah, I really see that a lot in what I'm doing. And I think getting started a lot of the time, it's being able to support someone to actually identify what they enjoy to do and being able to build from that base, like just find what's worked for you in the past, because so often they've just lost their path. And if you bring them back to think about, you know, when did it last feel good? When were you last feeling like you had joy and that you were thriving and you were, you know, when did you last feel like you were winning? Often it only takes that question to just spark an interest again and for someone to be set back up on their journey.
No, that's definitely awesome. And for people that are at home, so as you know, we're in this quarantine, and right now it can be hard for even moms, especially they've had the motivation to start going to the gym, but now they can't get outdoors or they can't go to the gym. So, what is something that you can give, some advice that you can give them to help them keep at least a mental piece, just to help them keep working on their body at home, or that's something they can do at home just to keep them in the right state of mind during this time?
Yeah, sure. I have a community of mums online that I support, and yeah, we've been seeing this come up within our community. And right now, the most important thing is to focus on what you can do. So we've been doing a lot of work around journaling and gratitude, counting your blessings each day, being able to look for the good and being able to identify the things that you can control, because so much feels like, hey, I'm not in control of it anymore. So being able to focus on what is a controllable for you. And with the home gym stuff, it's important to realize what your goals are, and that maybe you need to adapt or change those goals for this new world that we're living in at the moment in quarantine. So sure, if you were had a goal of trying to build muscle, you might not be able to achieve that with what you have at home and at hand at the moment. But maybe it's a time to focus on the inner part of your journey. And so for mums particularly, finding the time. So, also doing things that the kids can be involved in. I've had mums setting up obstacle courses in the backyard, like little ninja warrior courses for them to do with their kids. I actually did it with my daughter on the weekend and my hubby. And so just really focusing on what you can do rather than letting your mind just be set in what you can't be doing.
It's definitely awesome. I'm glad you gave that advice. And the last thing I want to ask you before I let you go is to speak on just back on the nutrition. Are there any? Because I know there's a lot of diet plans out there, either to go on the vegan diet or the vegetarian. Is there anything that? Because I know you've competed competitively as well, so you know about what you do to get your body to a certain point. So are there any diets specifically that people should do if they're looking to slim down or lose weight?
So not a fan of diets, not a fan of good and bad food. All food was created equally. Totally understand from my own journey and from the work that I do with my clients that it really is all about counting. You just need to know what you're consuming calorie-wise every day and what you're burning calorie-wise every day. And it's just an equation. You just got to be able to, if you're trying to lose weight, you just got to be able to burn more than you're putting in. It's going in and it's going out. So it's mathematical. It really is. And so first of all, you need to understand that. So you need to understand what you're eating. So as I said before, I'm really big on tracking and knowing what you're doing, being self-aware and taking accountability first for yourself.
So for people that's wondering how they can get in contact with you if they have any questions, I know you have that club also that you said about just for moms. So would you mind giving them that contact information?
Yeah, sure. I guess straight up the first way and easiest way to find me is on my Instagram account. So I'm Fit Blonde Mum on that account, and that'll connect you up also with my Facebook community. It's a private Facebook community for mums. It's there for support. It's called Fit Strong Mums Club, but you don't have to be a fit strong mum to start on in the club. You just have to want to be. That's where I started. Start as a wannabe and then work your way through. But yeah, if they want to connect with me, they're the two places to find me: Fit Strong Mums Club on Facebook and Fit Blonde Mum on Instagram.
And I'll definitely have all that included in the description below as well. But I greatly appreciate you taking time with your day to talk to me, especially during times like this. I'm glad that you're safe and your family as well. So I hope everything is well, and I appreciate you taking time out to talk to me.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. It's so good to connect. It's all about connection right now in our world, and just staying close to the ones that mean so much to you. And I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks so much.
Yes, definitely. No problem.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe or to leave us a review on iTunes or the listening platform of your choice. Also, please check us out at QuinnMitchellII.com, as well as find us on Instagram for more useful content and resources.